Here we go. All right, we are getting ready to go live. What is up? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel, and I got a special one for you. This is a question from a subscriber, right? But before we get into that, quick admin notes. If you are liking the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you really want to help the channel out, it costs you no money. Let the video play. Let the video play, throw on one of my playlists, let the video play. You have no idea how much that helps the channel out by just letting a video play. Also, jump on the website, robbmedia.net. Get you a t-shirt, find you a piece of cycling gear, equipment. I got all kind of stuff on the website. Check out the website, robbmedia.net. Jumping into the question, right? So I got a question that somebody posted on one of my last videos. And the question was, or is, will a recreational cyclist benefit from having a wheel deeper than 50 millimeters deep? That is an excellent question, right? And I feel like I am the perfect person to answer this question because the key phrase in all this is recreational cyclist. And that's me all day, man. Yes, your boy, Mr. Robb Armstrong. I'm a recreational cyclist. I don't got no crazy FTP. I ain't doing no races. I ain't dropping people on no group rides, nothing like that. I'm just a guy that like to build bikes and ride bikes, right? And bottom line up front, yes, I think a recreational cyclist will benefit from having a wheel deeper than 50 millimeter, right? Now, this might get kind of long. You know, sometimes I get winded. Somebody said I'm a certified yapper. I guess you could say that because your boy like to talk. But I'm going to give you my personal experience why I say that you would benefit from a wheel that's deeper than 50 millimeters, right? When I first started getting into cycling and I was riding my bike a lot, I wanted some carbon wheels. And when I was going to make my carbon wheel purchase, I was undecided on the wheel depth to get. From all the research I was doing and talking to a bunch of different people, everyone was telling me, hey man, get you a set of 50 mil deep and you can't go wrong with that. And I will stand on that. If you are getting to the carbon wheel market and you are undecided on the depth and you was like, should I go more shallow or more deep? Right off the bat, you cannot go wrong with a 50 millimeter. I think the 50 mil is like, it is the perfect depth. It does everything well. I think that's perfect, for real, for real. Now, what got me into a deeper wheel set was I had been riding the 50s and I had a couple set of 50 mils and I had wanted a deeper wheel. And I've been seeing all these aero bikes and all these people riding these deep wheels. I was like, I'm trying to see what the deep wheel is about, right? So before I bought one, I was doing a bunch of research. Same thing, figuring out what was the best wheel, what was the good depth, and all this other stuff. The first deep set of wheels I bought was the Reynolds ARX 5862s. Now, I wanted this wheel very, very bad, right? The aesthetics of the wheel, I knew at least probably like 10 people that personally had the wheel. I've been seeing them out on the road. They was just, I wanted that Renault ARX, man. And I never have heard anything negative about the wheel, right? So I'm shopping around, and I find like a closeout deal. Guy had a set, brand new from his shop. It was like $1,000. So I bought the Reynolds ARX 5862s, right? I bought the wheel. I was so excited about the wheel that I said, you know what? I'm not going to ride this wheel until I get a new bike. Like I didn't want to put it on none of my old bikes or nothing. I wanted to put the new wheel on a new bike. So the next bike that I had bought was my Factor Austral VAM. So I get the Factor Austral VAM. I put the Reynolds ARX 5862s on there. I hit up my boy in the UK, inked my ride, and I got my custom decals. And listen, the wheel looked crazy on this dang on bike, and the way it was flipping, it was hella dope, right? But let me tell you this. It was trash, right? It was trash. Reynolds, I'm sorry, man, but the ARX 5862, that is not the wheel. I hated that wheel, bro. It was probably the worst performing wheel I ever had, man. And I had a couple sets of wheels, right? And to kind of talk some trash a little bit, I got a set of Super Team wheels. I probably got like 5,000 miles on these Super Team wheels. I'd rather ride the Super Team wheels than the ARX 5862s, right? And from my experience, dude, they were hella breezy, bro. They were hella breezy. Whenever I had this wheel on the bike was just, it was just breezy. It would feel like it was out of control, man. There's been times that I'm out riding and there's some crosswind, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of breezy out. And there may be a couple times that make you, tense up a little bit. But whenever I was on those Reynolds, man, I couldn't take it, bro. I can't tell you how many times, not how many times, probably like 2 or 3 times I really wanted to ride my bike. I go out in the neighborhood, it's kind of breezy, and I come right back and I jump on another bike because of those Reynolds 5862s. So I rode those was maybe 100 miles and I sold them, bro. They was gone. So after that, I had no interest in riding a set of wheels deeper than 50, to be honest with you. And like I said, I've seen all these aero bikes, seen these people riding these deep wheels, and I was just like, how are these people riding these deep wheels, bro? And I just thought it was hype, me myself, or with my bike fit or whatever, maybe I just couldn't handle, I don't know, the crosswinds of the bike, right? So then also some of my bike fit changed too, right? When I first started riding a couple years ago to now I'm more on the front of the bike. And what I mean by that is I usually run a zero offset seat post, and I'm usually on about 110 stem. And I ride, I would say, a moderate aggressive position. Not super aggressive, I ain't slammed or nothing like that. But my bike probably looks a little more aggressive than the average bike, I guess you would say. And I'm more on the front of the bike. So since I have more weight on the front of the bike, I think it's kind of easier to control the bike when you are dealing with crosswinds. That's just my personal experience, right? So anyway, I got rid of the Reynolds and I was not feeling any deep wheels, right? What got me into deep sets of wheels was my dad, right? So I'm talking to dad, right? And dad's talking to me about these DT Swiss, the DT Swiss 62s. Dad had 2 sets of these joints, right? He had a set on his Specialized LA Sprint, and he had a set on his Canyon Aero Road, both 62 in depth. So I thought anybody to get the first-hand experience from is dad, right? So I'm talking to dad one day, and I'm like, yo, how you like them DT Swiss? He's like, yo, they the truth. I was like, what about the depth? He's like, hey, it's perfect. I said, you don't have no problem with the crosswinds or anything like that? He was like, nah, nothing like that, right? So I really trust my dad's opinion. He's a recreational cyclist like me, right? So I was like, damn, is it really the truth? Maybe I just had a bad set of wheels. That's what I'm thinking, right? So I do some shopping around. I find a set of DT Swiss, right? It's the DT Swiss 62's ARC 1100, which is like their top tier wheel, right? I buy the wheel for a good price, and I'm low-key kind of scared of it, but, I had to see what it's about, right? I get the ARC 1100s, and I put them on the Specialized LA, and I rode them. Yo, loved them. Those DT Swissers, them joints roll, bro, right? Set them up tubeless. I'm out rolling. I'm like, damn, I didn't feel none of that crosswinds or nothing like that, right? So I'm riding the wheel, and I'm getting a good feel for having a wheel that's deeper. And when you are riding a deeper wheel, you get kind of like a sailing effect. And it's like kind of once you get to going, the bike kind of just glides a little bit easier, right? Or more efficiently, I should say. More efficiently. That's probably the better word, right? For people that are riding these deep wheels, they can attest to that. I don't know no one that says they got a deeper set of wheels, and once you get up to speed, they're like, it's not rolling. You just kind of get like a sail effect. So I'm riding the DT Swiss 62s, and I'm loving it, bro. I'm riding those, and then I pick up the Cervelo S5. Matter of fact, my Cervelo right there, right? I pick up the Cervelo S5, and when I was getting my Cervelo S5, the guy had a set of DT Swiss wheels on there as well, but they was a real shallow joint, like, I think they're like 40s or 45s or something like that. And in my opinion, that's not going to do the S5 any justice. So when I was talking to the guy, I was like, I don't want the wheels, which got me better price on the bike. So anyway, I get the Cervelo S5, I throw the DT Swiss 1162s on there, and they've been living on that bike, and they just roll, man. And that bike is like, it's like a kite, bro. It just rolls. So going deeper into this deep wheel game, I'm riding the 62s, and now I'm low-key interested in some more wheels, right? I'm like, man, what else is going on? So last year, when the Tour de France was concluding, there's all these sales going on. People selling shoes, people selling kit, people selling equipment, all kind of stuff, right? So I jump on Fast Forward's website, and I'm just looking around. They had a crazy deal on the post-tour. They had a post-tour discount on wheels. So I bought a set of the Roy 55s, right, which are 55 in depth. Love those wheels, man. I bought those wheels and I put them on my Bianchi, man, and they were a beast, man. I really, really liked the 55 in depth. So I was loving that so much, right? I had a set of 50 wheels, right? These right here. These are my Bontrager Aeolus RSL 51s, which is like their top tier wheel. This is a Bontrager wheel. I had this wheel on my Trek and Monda, and I had this wheel on my Trek Madone, right? So, and like I said, those are 50 deep. And the Madone is a beast ass bike, bro. Beast ass bike, aero bike. I was like, I wonder how a deeper set of wheels will react on that bike, like going from the 50 to either the 55s or the 62s. So the fast forwards, man, I put them on the dang on Madone. So much better, man. Like I say, it's just like a sailing effect. And I was loving it, bro. I was loving it. Now I'm at the point like I either want to ride my DT Swiss or I want to ride the Roy 55s, right? So now I'm rolling these deep wheels and I'm looking at my 50 deep wheels like I kind of don't like y'all too much, right? I kind of don't like y'all too much, right? So now I'm still super interested in like an even deeper set of wheels, right? Here comes the crazy wheel, right? This is the Envy 7.8. For those of you that don't know this wheel, the front wheel is 71 in depth and the rear wheel is 78. Listen, I always had an interest with Envy wheels, right? But I've been scared of them because they are hookless, and I did not want a hookless wheel. I found these wheels on Facebook Marketplace, right? And the price was crazy cheap, right? It was so cheap, I thought it was a scam. So I hit the guy up, and I was like, yo, bro, can I call you, man? He was like, yeah. So we changed numbers. I call him up, and I'm talking to him about the wheel. He's like, yo, it's the best wheel I ever had. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got 3 sets of them. I'm selling one because I'm trying to get into some other bike parts. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, how do you feel about the Envy wheel being hookless? He was like, hookless? I said, yeah. He said, nah, bro. The Envy 7.8s, they're one of the only wheels that are hooked. They are not hookless. I was like, really? He was like, yeah. So I did some quick research. Sure enough, the Envy 7.8s are hooked. So I bought them, right? Listen, man. These wheels are heavy, bro. They are heavy. They are bomb-proof. They are freaking tank. But these are my absolute favorite set of wheels to ride. The Envy 7.8s are freaking crazy, bro. And having a wheel that's 71 in depth up front and then a 78 in the back, you would think it's real crazy, susceptible to crosswinds. But I'm telling you, when I'm riding the Envy 7.8s, I ain't even gonna lie, I don't really notice too much of a difference from that versus like my RSL 51s, to keep it real. And they're kind of set up the same. I run like the same type of rotors, same type of cassette, and I've been rolling like a tubeless 32, either the Corsa Pros or the GP 5000s, STR, ASTRs, right? No issues with them. I'm riding the MV7.8s and I start putting them on a couple different bikes. At first I had them on my LA Sprint. Completely transformed that bike, bro. Completely transformed that bike. I was like, wow, this is freaking insane, right? So I'm riding them on the lay, loving it, and I was like, I don't know. One day I was looking at my Madone. I was like, why do I not have these wheels on the Madone, right? And I think one of the things that was stopping me from doing it was my LA is a Di2 11 speed, and all my other bikes are Di2 12 speeds. And for some reason, I just didn't feel like swapping out the 11 speed cassette for a 12 speed cassette, because usually all the other bikes are 12 speed. I could just swap wheels and be done, but I didn't want to switch the cassette. But anyway, one day I'm looking at the Madone. I'm like, bro, you need to change this cassette and put the wheels on a bike. Hear me when I tell you this, right? There's this segment that I normally ride, and I really wanted the KOM, and I was close to it, right? I was close to it, making a conscious effort during this attempt. So the first day I have the MV7.8s on the Madone, I'm out riding, and I'm just loving life, bro. I'm just freaking rolling. And then on the Garmin, the way you have your Garmin computer set up, you can have it so that the segments are turned on and alert you when you come on a segment if you have starred, or you can have the segment turned off and it doesn't alert you. At the time, I had the segments turned off because I wasn't in KOM mode. I'm just really riding. I'm riding and I go to that segment on my route, like just not even paying attention, just riding, right? I get done with the ride, I get on Strava, and I'm like, KOM, where the hell I get a KOM at? I got the freaking KOM from that segment, bro. And it's like those MB-7.8s, bro, they freaking roll, man. A deep set of wheels is crazy. And like I said, the MB-7.8s is probably my favorite set of wheels. They are probably my heaviest set of wheels, but they just roll, man, and they're freaking loud. And when I say loud, I'm not necessarily talking about the free hub. I'm talking about the sound it makes. If you ever heard somebody riding with a deep set of wheels, you kind of hear like this whooshing noise. And I've heard that plenty of times from other people's bikes. And I'm guessing that's kind of like what my bike sounds like when people are hearing me go by. But with the MB-7.8s, the wheel is so deep and the whooshing sound is so loud. When I am on the bike riding it, I can hear the whooshing sound. It just sounds like you're going fast, and it just, I don't know, kind of makes me excited, bro. It makes me excited. But the MB-7.8s is my favorite set of wheels. If somebody has been riding for a little bit of time and they are going to get a carbon set of wheels, they say, hey, should I get like a shallow set, the 50 or the deep? I say, bro, just get the deep set. Just get the deep set. In my opinion, I would say get the deep set, man. The MB-7.8 is my choice of wheel. Like if I was going to go on a 50-mile ride with like 3,000 feet of climbing, I'd take the MB-7.8s. Wouldn't even think about it, bro. Like that's how good those wheels are in the way they cut through the wind and you kind of get that sailing effect. Bro, it's like you just get that sailing effect, man. And it is a very efficient. When I'm riding that MB-7.8 on my Trek Madone, I could ride a route that I normally ride, and no lie, I'm probably doing maybe like 30 watts less than what I would do on anything else, bro. And a lot of it has to do with that wheel system. So that's kind of like what my thoughts of it are. I know this is long-winded, but I wanted to provide a very thorough explanation to this because sometimes people are asking me questions, and it's just way too much to type, bro, and I got to make a video, and this was one of those times. So for that person that was asking me that question, for a recreational cyclist, do I think you're going to benefit from having a wheel that is deeper than 50 millimeter? The answer to that question is yes. Get you some deep sets of wheels, bro. Get you a deep set of wheels. Get you like a 60, a 65, 62, or go all out, bro. Go all out and get you some MB-7.8s and roll some 71s up front, 78s in the back. I think that's all I got for you, man. If you are liking the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It is your boy, Mr. Robb Armstrong. Man, I'm out, bro.